Welcome to reading some fanfics of Minecraft. I'm really sad for doing this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Who cares? Steve snuggles into his wool bed in a makeshift hut he had made from wooden planks and a door he'd built off the next day and make it into a full house. His house would be in the open clearing with surrounding mountains, hills, and forests around it. From then on, he would just expand it or add anything necessary, such as windows, paintings, etc. What is that? He thinks. The feeling of eerie presence is here again. Herobrine, Steve says, drawing a stone sword closer to his bed. He was expecting a deep, low growl and then have him pop in his face before he is sent to his permanent death. Like the world Steve has made that involves survival. They weren't on survival. He liked the concept of having the world go to waste if he didn't live properly, making it more, I don't know, skilled and aware than one with the agility to come back to life wherever they want. Steve stayed up most of the night with the sensation of presence, including insomnia. This isn't normal, he says to himself. He has to sleep. But he simply cannot do that. There's too much going on in his mind. After what seemed like an eternity of unrest and tossing and turning, he eventually turned in and fell asleep. Part 2. Steve wakes up, a bit groggy from not having slept like he should have. Good morning, world. He gets up and stretches, opening the doors to a beautiful sunrise. He snags an apple he found while chopping down trees and takes a big bite out of it, revising his plans for today. Throughout the day, as he tilted the soil to the farm, built the floor and the walls of his house, crafted the tools, and lit up his house at night, the sensation was making him curious. What is in this world that is so much different, make me feel like if I'm going to explode if I don't find out? Steve thinks to himself. He feels as if he can find out soon, but not anytime today. Steve calls it as a day as he crafts some bread for dinner and cooks up a pork chop. He hunted a few pigs this morning, plopping in bed, and he goes yet another day, not knowing what that mysterious sense could mean. Steve wakes up the next day, feeling fully rested. Filled with the urge to explore, he grabs his iron tools, iron sword, some bread and pork chops, torches, half stack of cobblestone, and a leather cap. He sets out to adventure in the unknown lands in front of him, taking what little he had. Steve sighs. No. His sensation of curiosity is just something he's going to have to deal with. After a morning and afternoon of exploring the world northwards, he went through the forest of oak and birch, a mountain and a large river. He sighs loudly, turning around to go home. Steve stops and turns around, seeing a roof tip in the horizon. What is that? He asks himself. Steve realizes what he was seeing. Is that a village? Steve grins and runs toward the roofed object. Steve climbs over the hill and to overlook an entire village. It wasn't big, but it had its own iron golem patrolling the streets, grinning with glee as the sun sets at the mountain. Over the side of the bridge, he runs back to home as fast as he can so he can collect his training supplies. Tomorrow is going to be great, he says, running to his home. Still not done. The next day, Steve grabs whatever he could to take that villagers could have wanted. Paper, sticks, sugar, wheat. Steve arises at the same hill overlooking the entire village. Running down to it in the impish happiness, Steve sees a small collection of villagers and a tent over at what seems to be the central part of town, surrounding what looks like to be the central well. Peddlers quickly barrage Steve with trade offers. Most of those Steve engaged in and quickly dismissed as he moves from one trader to another. Steve sees another trade group surrounding someone that isn't a villager. Whew. Most of the villager traders have left Steve already, all crowding around the same person. Steve slowly walks to him, putting away his traded treasures. He approaches the tiny crowd as one by one villagers begin to this prize, as some disappointed and empty-handed, and some holding an item like stacks of books or a few emeralds. Then he sees her. Then it's not a guy. Oh my god. It says, no, hold on. Steve slowly walks to him, and then it says, then he sees her. Alright, hold on. I don't care about reading these fanfics, but get them right. Alright? Alright, I'm gonna keep on going. Alright. That is no villager, says Steve. No crap. Steve was the last one around the whole place. With all the villagers resuming their business. Hey. She turns around and sees Steve, almost jumping back. Hey, who are you? She asks him. I'm Steve. Was this seriously what he was looking for? Because it definitely was something he did not want. I'm Alex. What are you doing in my world? She says curtly. Steve looks back. No, this is my world. I made this world. What makes you think that you generated it? Alex looks back. Maybe because I did generate it? They stare at each other for a minute and resent. This is my world, and I'm not letting somebody else take that. I made this world, so I get to have it. Their argument was beginning to grow like some of the villagers on the street, and the iron golem glanced at him. Alex shakes her head slowly. Oh, it's mine. It's on. She stamps her foot forward. Steve squints. Bring it. It's my world, so I get to take it. I was the first. Actually, it didn't exist until 1.8. Shut up, she screams, causing Steve to back up a little. I'm saying it's my world and you need to get out. We'll see who gets the last to laugh, Steve grumbles, walking back to his home. All right, we'll see. Alex walks back to hers. You're getting down for sure, she mumbles. My instance. That's the first. That's the first chapter. Let's go, boys. On chapter 2 next time. Steve couldn't believe it. There was someone else in this world. I'm kidding.